Peace. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Foul Playland. As always, I'm certified player of Brooklyn. I'm here with my man, Born F. Dot O. Dot G. Dot. Um, Glad to have you on the show, Mr. Born. Could you tell the people a little about yourself?
Um, yeah, that's Born FOG, the FOG for Feet on the Ground. That's the media company. I'm saying feet on the ground. Feet on the ground and head out up in the skies. I'm a basic, I'm a basic community man who do what you got to do and just a political mind out here, man. Yeah, ready to get on board and just go through a couple conversations and dissect the news for the people, man. Give them a little view from the regular common folk. You know what I mean? State of mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what I wanted to do, and that's why I'm glad you came onto the show because at the end of the day, we're just regular dudes. You know what I'm saying? We're not politically swung one way. Like we're not on it like that. From like my knowledge of you, from the short time like we've known each other. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to give a regular guy's perspective, not trying to push politics or it's not really the field. You could talk politics. I don't push politics,
Yeah,
but
so you gotta push the politics. Like this how I look at it, right? It's not. I don't push no political side, but I push the politics, meaning like I push the conversation. You push you push the signs of what we need to choose up on. You feel
yes,
me?
sir.
The politics is like how you gonna do day to day. All right, from a street look right, like street politics is just how I deal day to day. Who I know
Word
I
up.
can come in contact with, who I can't come in contact with, who I can do business with, who I don't do business with. That's your daily politics. So that's
Yes,
something that
sir.
always got to be on the table. But it don't have to be political, meaning that we lean in um into the folly of Democrat or Republican. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Not pushing a political party on either side here. You know what I'm saying? What,
Mm.
but in spite of that, though, I just want to give a regular perspective. Um, as far as what's happened, like with this supposed Trump getting arrested, um, this all sprung like from the most part. There was no knowledge of this until Trump did or there was news on Twitter and Trump's own social app, Truth Social, in which he put a truth, which is like a tweet, out stating that he was basically gonna get indicted by New York next week. So this was on Saturday, I believe, when he put that truth out. There was also another truth out in which Trump said that Tuesday, which was yesterday, he was supposed to go get put in jail basically or run through the system. How that was gonna work, so a lot of that's pretty much all the news that's been out there. It's like the DA for New York, Alvin Bragg, I mean, he hasn't really put a lot of getting in front of the mic type deal from that time till now. So basically from this weekend till now, from what I like, there hasn't been a representation from anybody officially from New York City who's basically doing this to Trump or putting these charges on Trump, the city of New York. Alvin Bragg, who's the head DA of New York, or anybody like under him, or one of the it has put out a lot of statements since then. Like it's basically we know so as us the people we know that he was he Trump put that truth out or the tweet out, and then he was supposed to be yammed up yesterday, which was like Tuesday. That Tuesday, from like what I know, has been pushed back to today, and I guess they're gonna like today nothing happened basically. Like I mean, everybody knows it's just basically like there's news in the air, like Trump's gonna get locked up, Trump's gonna get locked up, Trump's gonna get locked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's gone like to where it was like definitively Tuesday, and then pushed back to where it's gonna be definitively today, Wednesday, and now it's kind of like up in the air. Um, just from like little what like the charges are basically stemmed from or like before I ask, like I'll just give a rundown of the charges that they're charging them with. um the dumb version of it is basically
Hold on 1 second before you get a rundown of the charges. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that I share the show properly, and so I'm trying to go through the links, but I can't find the show on YouTube. So I'm trying to find the right name so I can make sure that I share it out properly. So could you get that information out real quick to me, or could you text it to me in the back?
What's
So
this?
the show, the YouTube channel, because we on the stream, but the YouTube channel that is streaming on, because I got some people who want to watch this show, so I want to send them the link.
Oh, certainly,
So
certainly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Advertise on YouTube, advertise on Facebook, all that shit. I advertise.
Word
So
up, word up. The let me see if I could get that popping off. But
yeah, because I'm
no,
looking at.
I'll work on it. What before I ask you too, like that way I'll attempt it as you cook. But from these charges are basically Trump's lawyer paid a woman that alleged that Trump had an affair with her, a woman by the name of Stormy Daniels, who was like a call girl, I guess. They've come at Trump like in the past, like with this kind of thing, and they've dropped it. And like out of nowhere, Trump puts out this Saturday that he's gonna get indicted, and then bam, like a couple days later, Tuesday he was supposed to go to jail. Now they pushed it back to like Wednesday. Something was supposed to happen. There's no info really coming out from like New York, basically. Um, that's all like anybody knows. Like, anybody could give their opinion, like based, whatever, but what anybody knows as far as what's being put out there, Trump's put a little bit out there, and the city of New York, who's pushing or trying this case, has also put very little out there, even less than Trump in a sense. That's the gist of like what I know in relation to this case. But you've heard these accusations, Born, I'm pretty sure, regarding Stormy Daniels in the past. Um, what if you want to tell the people, like, as far as your rundown is, what you know of Stormy Daniels, you know what I'm saying, like the case in relation to Trump.
Now basically, Stormy Daniels is the old porn star that Trump paid. Um, you know, paid for. Trump had sexual relations with, and he had his lawyer pay her. Um, to me, I'm gonna tell you the honest thing is that I think this is like just like one of them long play setups, because Michael Cohen, being a lawyer, knew better than to intermingle that type of money, to take money out of a
Could you let us know who Michael Cohen is? Mike,
oh yeah, well that's the lawyer. That's Trump's lawyer who allegedly paid no, not allegedly. That's the lawyer who paid Stormy Daniels for the sexual tryst that Trump had with her. And what he did was he meddled with the finance, with the money from Trump's running for president. He was this, he allegedly took some of that money and used that money to pay Stormy Daniels. And he was already, but he's already had been arrested, indicted, and already, what I'm saying, been found guilty of messing with the campaign funds already. And what they really want to do is just like say that Trump is the one who told him to mess over the campaign funds instead of using his own money. Like I said, I look at this as a long play. I don't think Michael Cohen was good from the beginning when he was working with Trump. I don't think he was good from then, because no lawyer with good common sense would take campaign funds and use them to pay a porn star with money like that could be tracked. Not anyone with good, with good sense. This, especially when the
especially a lawyer.
exactly, a lawyer who's working with a client who has access to money. You know what I mean? It's not like you're dealing with a politician whose only access is campaign funds. We're speaking of a man who went into politics with his own money and was alleged to be up to close to being a billionaire. So it's undoubtedly there's some loose cash around that can be given to, you know, uh, porn stars and things of that nature. So that's where I'm coming at from. And I think and right now I think that they're really using it. They're using it because they want to have anything that they could. The Democrat Party. I'm not even gonna say Democrat Party, but I would say the established political parties that we have in America are wanting to use this as a way to keep Trump from being able to run for president because he's a populist politician.
So
No
real
longer,
quick, like
go ahead.
they've come at Trump in the past with this, like legally, right? Like from
With the Stormy Daniels.
yeah, because like on the real, like I wasn't really checking like for Trump until after he was in office. You know what I'm saying? Like when Trump was running, I wasn't like really on it like that, like with him, or any of these like politicians like that. But like when like this first Stormy Daniels shit was popping off, like I wasn't really like
It
in
was
tune
the
like
same
that with
thing.
Trump. You know what I'm saying?
When the first, all right, pull this off.
No,
The
no,
first,
no,
the, the,
and that way you could explain to the people too from what you know of her. I know a little something, but I just I actually you could explain it better than me too.
nah, but remember the first Stormy. All right, the first hit with the Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels first really became popular again with the creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti. So you got to go back to Michael Avenatti. He's the one who really pushed the Stormy Daniels thing, and he was the
Him, I do remember.
huh? You
Like
remember
him, I
that?
do remember him being in the cut because I remember
Yeah,
him being pushed on a lot of shows too. Like
exactly, because they was going to run. Michael Avenatti was going to run for president against Trump. They thought he could be a good candidate until they found out that he was stealing all the money and then trying to and actually just been convicted for trying to embezzle money from his for embezzling money from his clients and also for trying to extort Nike. And so, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti, is the one who really he was really the one pushing this. It wasn't more like Trump had did something criminal. They were really going against his moral character. It
yeah,
was yeah, that's what it really was about. It wasn't about that he had did something wrong because she was paid. It was more of look at his character. He had a child at home and he was out
with a
sleeping around on his
prostitute.
wife. Yeah, sleeping around on his wife. This is what it was. This is the real problem. Do you like somebody who sleeps around? And that was really what they were pushing. Because remember that was the initial push against Trump is that it wasn't really a lot of criminal things that they were trying to push against him and say that he was foul criminally. They were really pushing a lot of moral, character flaws that he might have.
Yeah, that he was
Yeah,
racism too.
yeah, that's another. And as I said, like character flaws. They was pushing character flaws instead of whether or not he had good policy. They were saying
Yeah.
his character is so bad that no matter if his policy is good or not, you shouldn't want him in office because he's such a bad character.
So going back to the case though, particularly, like what do you think of them redoing this case now and like not giving nobody like any info regarding like arresting or trying to arrest
Oh,
the last sitting president? What do you think? Like,
that's going to be a lot of FOIA requests. Going to have to get that information. There's going to be a lot of FOIA requests.
but what do you think of them like rehashing the case now and basically like the most important story in the world in essence, like is not even being like talked about like on the news with the exception of it because like now that like they pushed it back, all right, like peep game, like they were talking about it like Monday hard body, right? And then Tuesday nothing happened, and then like late Tuesday they're like, oh, we're gonna see what's gonna happen tomorrow, we got to talk to another witness today, which is Wednesday, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens again. Now it's like, all right, now we're not going to talk about it no more on the media, like the regular popular media. You know what I'm saying?
It, uh, I don't.
So what do you? I ask, like, what do you think about them rehashing it, the whole Stormy Daniels things, or
At this
Stormy
point,
Daniels, or the whole Mike
at,
like lawyer thing now?
all right. No, because this is, listen, right? it's always look over here, not over there. Remember that when we're looking at the news, it's always look over here, not over there, because the news is meant to deflect, propagandize, you know what I'm saying, and demoralize you. So it's always look over here, not over there. All right, what else is going on? Okay, what have we found out in the last few weeks that
Careful,
really?
buddy. Careful, friend.
No, I'm just saying, what have we
Nah, I
found
know,
out
I know. All this stuff is cap, bro. But
in the
like,
last?
you know what? You know why I talk like this too, or we gotta talk like this? Because like to my mother, like today, right? Like I went to go pick up a set of drawers, and like just like there was a guy that had to help me, like a porter, and he was talking about the case, and he brought up the fact that like Trump was getting locked up because of Russia. But that's how like in the like dark people are in a sense, like or like not really informed. But he was like gun ho, like yeah, they're gonna lock this dude up. Like I'm like, and then like it had he wasn't even aware that it had to do with the whole Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen thing at
Yeah,
all.
no, yeah, because the lay people don't know what he's in trouble for. They believe he's in trouble for the beginning, for what they lied about with the Russia. They believe that. They still believe that Donald Trump stole the election in 2016 against
Yo,
Hillary
be careful. Oh yeah, in 2016. No, he did.
16. We talking
He
about
did steal the election.
2016. There was no, there was no, this was the cleanest, 2020
Careful,
was the
careful, friend.
cleanest election ever. There was nothing wrong with 2020 election. I'm talking about that was the cleanest ever. We talking about 2016
Yeah, I do
when
remember that.
Donald Trump stole the election.
Yes,
You know,
he did.
nobody.
He did do that.
Yeah, he did that. He did that.
Yeah, but nah, but in real like what like
But no, that's what I was going to say in relation to what
no,
we were talking.
but you said layperson. That's what I wanted to cut in because layperson, honestly, bro, like because this was like this man that I encountered today may have just been uninformed. Like maybe he didn't know the minute details, and you see that in regular society, NPCs. But like as far as like regular cats that do think that that do know that this has to do with the Stormy Daniels thing, right? Most of them are like, or a lot of them are like, um, um, thinking that there was like big time smoke here. I'm just thinking like or like my, and that's why I was asking like, what do you think in the sense of like the fact that the whole Stormy Daniels, from what I know, like case that they brought up in the past didn't work. Like now all of a sudden this thing's popping off like this weekend, and like Trump was supposed to get yammed up yesterday and today, and like
Yeah, it's all that's what I'm saying. It's all a game. This all look over here, not over there. I'm telling you. This all look over here, not over there. This is they have the evidence that they had on Trump now is the same evidence that they had before. Nothing. If they was going to get him, and actually for what I'm gonna have to find this article, but actually from what I'm hearing from and what I and from what I'm hearing, because it was a this was a spoken news article, even though it had an article with it, I just listened to the commentary. Um, the the law that he allegedly broke was a misdemeanor that after 4 years it ain't even no good no more. So we right on the last week that um they could try to hit him and make it a felony.
oh, I
Like,
didn't even know that.
yeah. It's some old slick shit. It's some old slick mess that they
I
got
do know
going
that
on.
it was upgraded from a misdemeanor. That normally this is a misdemeanor charge
Yeah, and so, but no, it could only be charged as a felony in a certain amount of time. They had to catch it in a certain amount
within
of
that
time.
time frame. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that though.
yeah. So I have to refind it, but yeah, and like I said, these are, even though they really don't want Trump to be able to run. I'm not going to say that there's not a real political reasoning behind them wanting to prosecute him for crimes and misdemeanors. You know what I'm saying? Any type of crimes and misdemeanors.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that there's no, but I'm saying also that it's really for the American people to not pay attention to all of the truths that have been coming out, sent out by our own government, you know what I mean, telling us things about about the Wuhan
Everything.
flu. You know what I'm saying? Them
It's
things
one
that they,
thing after the other right now. Oh, that like
this,
the flu,
yeah, the
like
Wuhan flu. They
and it's like yo, like they've been dropping bombs lately with everything. It's not just the flu thing. Like I mean, like with the
January 6th, the January 6th thing just
careful,
flopped.
friend, careful,
Well,
tread carefully.
I'm just saying, I ain't saying, it was an
Nah,
insurrection.
I know,
The
but like
insurrection January 6th. I'm not, listen, Trump and them try to burn the Capitol. It was the worst thing since
yes,
9/11, the worst
I'm
thing
still
since the
scared.
Civil War. So,
Yo, but not, no, like, like that. I do know, like that everything in my mind, it's almost as if everything is an op in a sense, as like to
no,
like
it is. It is. All of the media, like, you know what I mean? I have friends who work in media, and I'm talking about in the in the electrical part, in the programming part of it. You understand me? They work with meshing the clips together and all those things. And all it's not the question of what am I seeing? It's the question of why am I seeing it? Why are they allowing me to see this?
that's
It
deep.
don't matter what it is. That's the question you should ask. Why are they allowing me to see this?
Hold on, but yo, to your point though, Born, they are recently in very recent history, like in the last couple months, basically outright telling like people like what's happening, and it's almost like it flies over people's head. It's and then they'll like set off another like a weird story elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like or like there's been times like where the media was 100% wrong about a particular issue. A lot of them will have to do with Trump, so I'll go back to that too. But a lot of them do have to do with Trump or like just making stories about be pissed off about Trump. Trump, 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 Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that has happened in the past. I mean in the last like 4-7 years, let's say. But in the last like couple months, they've been like hitting us with real shit that's happened, like the media. Like they basically said, like, oh, this is basically bullshit, but we've been telling you um that it was true for the last couple years, and but whatever. Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like that's been happening, like where they actually said the truth about things in the last couple months. And that's scary too in a sense, but whatever. What do you think though? And I do get to the fact that I know like they use him or this story in a sense as a diversion. But
Now, like what you're saying, they the media sometimes tell the truth, right?
recently, I was saying it like recently that they've been like saying the truth and it's kind of like gone over people's heads.
Not because they're gonna have like they also playing the money game. They also playing the money game. They got to keep some people on the line. So you got to give to some of the people what they expect that they're supposed to be hearing. They know the truth. It's like when everybody know the truth, but don't nobody want to say nothing. And so they every once in a while they put out exactly what's happening. You know what I mean? Because you have no other choice but to put out exactly what's happening. It's like they in positions where they have no choice but to say this is what this is and that is because everybody knows what the truth is. Everybody knows.
No, but that's a deeper conversation though. Like, but I do want to I want to go back to like to the Trump thing though. In the case that people jumped on to listen to Trump stuff, good or bad.
No, no doubt.
Having said that though,
No, but he ain't going to jail. He ain't going to Trump. If Trump go to jail, it will definitely, if Trump go to jail, it's going that's going to cause a lot of friction. It's going to cause a lot of friction because Republicans and Democrats who are in the feds, the Republicans are going to have to make a real stand on where they stand at as conservatives in the country because conservatives are I'll say this, they're gonna have to make a real stand on where they stand at with the MAGA party, with the MAGA part of the Republicans, the constitutional Republicans. The Make America Great Again Republicans, the we ain't, the fuck around find out Republicans. This is who they're gonna have to make the stance with and say, this is how we stand with you guys. And so as we stand with you, we stand against this tyranny that they doing to the president. If they don't do that, I can see where the first fraction and split and like real conflict come between getting Republicans out of office, where people gonna want Republicans, people gonna be wanting, man, listen,
Well,
man,
there's only two possibilities here in the
civil
like
war.
with the Trump thing. The two possibilities are A, like this all blows over like all the other shit, like in relation to Stormy Daniels and in relation to a lot of these like a lot of the cases that they thrown like criminally at Trump like in the past, or and including impeachment in large degree. But I'll get to that another time. But um there's on like so that's one option is that they fall flat on their face and Trump doesn't get yammed up. Option two is that they do yam him up, and I could see both possibilities playing out. You know what I'm saying? Like because how nuts things are nowadays, nothing would surprise me. But what do you think on either option? Like, what do you think about the other thing? Like, I mean, like, do you think if the option A, like, as far as like nothing happens and people move on, like with the fact that Trump alluded to the fact that they were gonna lock him up this weekend,
Uh,
the what makes this case unique is that different from the other ones is that Trump actually said that they were going to lock him up, and the what New York City didn't say they weren't going to lock him up. They they made it. They alluded to the fact that they were locking him up. Um, so like, what do you think? Like, as far as if the fact that it all blows over, like, you think
it's a
everybody
win.
goes back to business?
It's a win for Trump. Trump playing a winning game. Trump playing a winning hand no matter what. If they lock him up, he winning. If he don't get locked up, he winning. If he don't get locked up, it's another hoax that they pressed again. Look at him. Look at him. Another hoax. Look at them. They just always lying. They always trying to press me with all type of BS charges. BS charges. If they do lock him up, look at this. It's a damn witch hunt. Look at what they doing to me over this right here. We got Joe Biden's son. Excuse me. We got Joe Biden's son doing all this, that, and the third. We got all this, that, and the third. It's a win no matter what. Like if they lock him up, you know how much firepower he gonna have, or the people gonna have in general who support him on the bias of the Department of Justice. They're gonna have the super. They're gonna show the super bias. We already seen it. It already started building up with Joe Biden not getting his house raided, or they raided Trump house. You feel me? They already feel like the bias already building up where people could see it. And now imagine that he gets locked up for paying a, a porn star for paying with his money a porn star. Come on, man. When we got this other guy over here getting the Chinese to
Careful,
pay
friend. Careful,
getting
buddy.
Chinese to pay Russians for him. What the really?
I want to retain my channel for like we got to retain our channels, bro. We're coming back too.
Yeah,
Like,
nah, that's why we're not gonna go. But because really though, like this guy for
nah,
this,
I know.
you know what I
But would
mean?
you be surprised? I asked you in this sense, like, would you be surprised if they yammed them up?
Would I be surprised if they did it to him? Nah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. They raided his house. They raided his house. They they sent the feds. They sent the FBI to his house while he had Secret Service as his bodyguards at the house. Ain't no telling what people would do if they do some mess like that. If they would send the, imagine that, man. You got Secret Service. They in your house, protecting your house. And then the FBI come running down on the Secret Service. Now, if they willing to do that, man, hey, look, all bets is off. All bets is off, man. All bets is off.
And again, too, like I don't know you to be like no Trump fan, like you ain't like like that. But I'm saying this more in the sense like homie in the elevator was like pissed off, like the dude that was talking about it today was pissed off. Everybody who I know, I'm not gonna name names, but like some boxing channels that I listen to that have talked about it have been abjectly wrong, like in like describing this case and like a lot well not abjectly wrong. I'm gonna say like that you could tell that they're like cheerleading for or cheering on Trump getting yammed up. But like when
Yeah,
they cheer for it, they make it seem with like such conviction, like this is it. Like, like from what I heard on TV today, like, this is it, and then it doesn't happen, and then the hate remains. A couple months later when they run a news story, like, they're still hating it on Trump, but then they still believe like what's coming out of the TV, especially nowadays.
that's the
But
hopeless.
and I'm saying it more in the perspective of us, you know what I'm saying, like where like hood dudes, like
They keep our emotions up.
so-called minorities, like, a lot of the people that are around us, like um
They keep your emotions up. You feel me? That should keep your emotions up. That's what really go on with them. Like, all right, we gotta have a bad guy. In order for us not to, yo, listen, right? There's a thing they say, yo, listen, why if you're a hero, they say the hero should leave before he become the villain. You know what I'm saying? Because a hero in time will end up being a villain. Whereas like, yo, over time, right? If you clean if you clean up the things that was making ills, like say it's the outside forces causing ill to the community, and you the hero, and you stop the outside forces from causing ill. Sooner or later, you're gonna start looking at the inside forces, and that's gonna cause trouble. So that's how this shit going. You know what I mean, and so we get we got the hero becoming a villain right now. That's all. That's about the best way as I can explain this shit.
Oh, let
Yeah.
me ask you in a personal, like what I was trying to say is like as far as like people that look like us, like or from like in your hood. I don't live in the hood any longer, but but I'm like when I do go to the hood, it's not like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I get a lot of like people that like Trump. I think there are more than there were before, but like as far as like what you see around you, like, or like where you rest and whatnot. What do you think, like, if this conversation ever comes up, like what's your expectation, like, or just give us this synopsis as far as like people's affinity or not, like, to
Uh,
Trump.
you got like the men, most of the in general, the men changed over. They like Trump more. The women still, the women in general ain't changed their stance. If they were generally okay with Trump, or if they didn't like him, they just stay the same way. But since Joe Biden been in office, some of them they more likely they don't actually actually they don't really have a thought about Joe Biden. There's only emotion towards Trump, and the emotion is
That's
either good
true.
or bad. You know what I mean? And so they're emotionless about Biden, but the emotion is either good or bad. And normally, if it's bad with viciousness. They normally viciously mad at him for some reason. But as I said, since Biden been in office, the men know in the community more and more are leaning towards the ideologies and the things that Trump brought to office in like his political themes and the political ideology that he was pushing was was something that looking back in hindsight, brothers like, nah, that was more aligned with how I would like society to go. You know what I mean? So I want to say that but the conversation about him getting locked up though, see, then that would these
If it came up, like, you think more people would be like fuck yeah, I want him to get locked up, or like you think it like.
yeah, nah, because I think so. You know why? I think there's still the majority of people around me would still think that he should be locked up, regardless if it was for Stormy Daniels, because they've already been impressed. There's already been impressed upon him that he did something criminal in 2016. You
And a
understand?
ton of other times, because they usually say, oh,
Yeah.
this dude keeps
That-
like, as
that's
if
the
he.
start off. That's what I'm saying. They just believe from that point that
Oh yeah, yeah,
everything
my bad, bro. I see what you're
you
saying.
feel me that everything else is criminal. From 2016 on, everything else is criminal, man. He shouldn't have been in office. He was illegitimate. All the you know what I mean. Everything else is all bad from there. And
And
so that's
listen,
how.
as far as like this or any other topic, like, like I'd be down to powwow with anybody, like, because I'm not trying to sun no dudes, like a lot of like a lot of people, I think, like, when like that don't like Trump, like Puerto Ricans, let's say, or like Spanish people, if they don't like him, like from my experience, like they'll get like reactionary. You know what I'm saying? Like like especially if you're not saying you don't like them, like they'll get like you know, like that, like their first thing is like, oh, so like the you right with racist or some you know, some crazy shit like so the but I am noticing a little bit, like I've been noticing the trend of like people either rocking with Trump a little bit, maybe like increasing, but what is increasing significantly is people talking shit about Joe Biden. Um the
yeah.
And the fact that like that really doesn't get like covered like at like that much in the news, but like it's something that like people like when they start talking about that, they go on and on and on, and they're kind of like saying instances that like sound more like, why isn't this like being talked about more type shit. Like I am seeing people like kind of like turning off from the TV like in relation to like everything that doesn't get covered and everything that is getting covered. And I say that in a sense because like fucking 70% of the shit that you do see on TV, um, up until like a year ago, was straight up like Trump all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking and it was never like, you know, good. Even the shit that on Fox, like it wasn't like a raining endorsement.
That was their money train. They found the gravy train. They found that talking bad about Trump brought people in because it was entertaining. You know what I mean? They was being entertained. It wasn't that. It wasn't even that the stories was believable. The stories was entertaining. He got peed on by some Russian hookers. You know, they got the tape. You know, this shit is entertaining. It's entertainment. If you hear that, he what? He was. Oh man, we got him the Mueller report. Oh, it's Mueller time. We got the Mueller. You know, all this shit was. It was all entertainment. It kept the people hyped up for the next thing. Oh, we going to get him. Oh, we're going to bring the people right back to MSNBC, CNN, NBC, ABC. Bring them back to New York Post.
Avenatti 2020.
You know what I mean? It bring them right back. It bring them right back to it because they losing viewers. So you gotta have these type of stories. You gotta have these type of things to make people tune in. Is Trump going to get locked up? Damn, I might need to watch. What's her name? Rachel Madcow. I might have to watch Rachel Madcow tonight. I might have to look at Joyless Reed. I might have to watch Joyless Reed tonight, or get up and listen to I don't know what's
The
the
View.
View. Yeah, might have to watch the View and find out if Trump got locked up. And because they're gonna be clowning. You feel me? You're gonna get 5 clowns clowning, and they gonna be up, and everybody gonna be laughing. And then, like I said, it's entertainment. It's entertainment for the housewives. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment for that part.
But there's a lot of dudes that aren't housewives that get like very excited or pissed off about this topic, or you know, anything relating to Trump. And like what pains me to see in a sense is like when the media does get it wrong in these instances, like they like don't like people that are like that are very opinionated about like Trump, like opinionated in the sense that they like try to shit on him. Like if the media gets it wrong on any of these stories that you mentioned, like the Mueller report, like you know the impeachment stuff, um, Stormy Daniels part 1, 2, 3, whatever. Um, if the media is wrong, it's like they don't talk about that shit. Like they don't get pissed off at the TV, and like the people that do get like emotional, um, when talking about Trump, like they don't like talk about those things either. Like they don't talk about, oh, I was wrong on that one. Like fucking.
And that, but when is the all right? I'm not saying the media don't be wrong, but when are they wrong? Because you never. When do you ever hear the retractions? See, that's the thing about the story. The story gonna be loud when it come out. The retraction gonna be low. So you know what I mean? It's gonna be hard for you to find where they say, oh, you know what? That's why most of the people don't never hear. They never hear the retraction. They see the front page, right? But then if any time the front page was wrong, the retraction ain't on the page 12, 13 somewhere. Where they start saying, well, you know, lad, we ran a story last week and it wasn't totally correct. We gonna correct the story. You never hear about the correction.
So in your like in relation to Trump, if he were to get yammed up, option two, you think that they're trying to push that shit as a diversion type thing, or you think it's or more so because of the diversion aspect, like that you mentioned earlier, or more so because you think that they have I know that they don't have like a real legit case from your opinion, but more so because they're trying to like stop him from running.
I would put it smack in between both of them. Like Rahm Emanuel say, man, you never let a you know what I'm saying, you never let no circumstance go
Controversy.
to waste. Yeah, man, you don't let no shit like this go to waste. You know, it's a bad situation, you don't let it go to waste. So they really, it don't matter how it go. Like I think that I think that it's a balance between what's going on. Yes, they want Trump to go down. I don't think that they trying to really hide anything by wanting them to go down. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think they're trying to hide other stories with the publishing of his story so supremely over other stories. You feel me? By putting so much light on it, I think that that's what they're also trying to do at the same time, suppress the minds of the people from looking at these other things that are also happening. The Nord Stream pipeline. You know the
Whoa, whoa,
Mexican.
whoa! I was gonna hold on, hold on. I was actually getting set for this one. I was doing the thing where I'm spitting my hands and like rubbing my hands together to pull the lever. Give me the A-rated or PG version of stories that you believe may be suppressed by other distracting stories or stories that maybe you think that they're trying to hide without getting our channels banged.
Nah, that's what I just said. The Nord Stream pipeline. Mexico just was talking about that. Russia was just talking about that. India been talking about the Nord Stream pipeline. You know what I'm saying? So somebody destroyed it, and information being put out on that right now. Like I said earlier, we had the Senate hearings going on. We got the Senate hearings going on right now, proving that Dr. Fauci might have told us some things that we could say weren't true while he was under oath. You know what I mean? So it's information like that being put out that has to deal with the Wuhan lab in China. So we got
Careful.
that. You know what I mean? We got that coming out. We also have the insurrection. The insurrection.
These are
Uh,
all alleged leads too. Like the last thing regarding the Congress, the whatever, allegedly, and also the next point, allegedly there were fact
alleged
things that were
what?
coming out
Hold on,
regarding what were you saying? My bad, bro.
hold on. What part was alleged about the Congress?
I'm saying
No,
it in the sense of in the
no, no,
sense of
no, that ain't
saving our
alleged.
skin from
No,
YouTube.
no, that ain't alleged. I heard no. That ain't alleged. No, this ain't alleged. This what? No, this what? I got the senator. I got the senator asking the questions. I got this. Ain't a, this? I ain't making this part up. I would
No, I
say
know you're
alleged.
not, but you
Yeah,
YouTube
no, I
YouTube
would
claim did.
allegedly. No, I understand what I understand how. Yeah, I understand exactly what you try to do to make sure everything clean. But yeah, I would allegedly if I was alleging something. This ain't alleged. This what the Congress said. I ain't saying this. This what the Congress said. But
Oh,
you know,
speaking of which, real quick before you get and we're gonna continue to cook on right where you left off. But speaking of which, I want and Born is my brother, but we're gonna continue to do this in future dates. I want to ride with Born like as far as on YouTube goes for a minute. Like you will only get candidness from us, like this like but also we want to try to build off of this platform on BitChute, on Rumble, any other platforms you can mention.
whichever one's coming up and coming out.
Which wherever, yeah, we'll throw it anywhere else like that where
With
we
those
can speak
links into
super
the yeah,
candid.
with those links in.
But and that's something we want to build in future instances. But we also want to big up like alt media in which they don't censor. I hate censorship. Like
Yeah.
censorship in any form is terrible. like censorship for racism is that's like shooting yourself, like, you know, for what censorship is bad. I think you should be able to say anything, like, you know,
This why you got to first. This why the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States is the freedom of speech, because if you can't speak freely, you can't think freely. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you can't speak freely, you can't think freely, because in order for your thoughts to be made clear, they have to be spoken out and talked through to other people. You don't know if you right until you know if you wrong. You don't know if you're wrong until you get it put out there to find out. You don't know if you're right till you get it put out there to find out. You never know. So that's why
true
the
D.
freedom of speech is number one, is that it has to be allowed in order for bad ideas. Only way you know if a bad idea is a bad idea is for somebody to put it out there and for us to be able to go over it.
And we say that to say that we want to build on platforms that like endorse like the fact of, or that give us the ability to say anything, because there's a lot of things that like need to be talked about right now, like, you know, or that need to be talked about in this present time that we're living, the craziest time in the history of man, that
And I'm
need to be
saying
talked
bad
about candidly. You know what I'm saying?
ideas.
Especially for dudes that are so-called minorities, like, you know, all of a sudden, you know, like they have a lot of love for so-called minorities, but let so-called minorities start speaking the truth amongst each other, and like problems people get trifled. But I say that to say like we want to build on these other platforms just as much in the future. But
You got to wrangle with YouTube, because YouTube is the most massive, and in order for
I
you,
know.
you got to start where the people at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You can't rock where the people not at. So
Definitely. So, but like, like, and that's what the and I wanted to explain that too, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm cock blocking your wisdom either. Like, as far as like these
nah.
thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand what you're saying. You know, bro. Look, man, we on the first show. I understand what you're saying. We ain't trying to get you. I ain't trying to get it banned off the first jump. But I understand. I understand where you're coming from. But
and
now,
YouTube's the worst platform, bro. They're terrible.
yeah,
But
nah. But I'll let it. I'll let it where it need to be at, because I understand. I understand the legalese behind that.
they get you on. They get you on truth nowadays, bro. Like, you could be right, and they'll try.
Now, so, so
No, like I'll give you an example. Like, let's say, right,
there's no
like
country.
things in relation to getting sick, or things in relation to drinking the tea and the tea boosters. Um, things in relation to that, they could be, there's things that have come out like publicly that have that are that weren't talked about a couple months ago, where certain companies had to, like, you know, retract or were found to be lying basically. But if you discuss those things, you could still get knocked on YouTube, because they'll just use some other like oh well, you can't talk.
This the thing. It's called borderline information. It don't have to. It could be true, but it's on the borderline
Yeah.
of things that we don't want people to hear about. So that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, listen, I read the YouTube guidelines, all that shit. So I know where they, you know what I mean. I know where they going at. But yeah, it's borderline information. So I stay away from a border. I make
And
sure I
also too, one of the things that did come out, like that also like people aren't talking about in the sense that or that people aren't talking about, but that is 100% true, that that's happened in recent history, is like the Twitter files, like the fact that these people that were politically biased, like, were taking this tech platform and like working with officials or officialdom. You know what I'm saying? Like that just came out recently. So that happens at in my eyes, that happens on every major platform, and every um censor
you think
censor.
Susan Wojcicki just left YouTube. Susan Wojcicki just left YouTube, and now the dude who hit the dislike button and what he do? He hit the dislike button. He did something else stupid, and now he the lead of it. When he was about to leave and go somewhere else, and they gave him $100 million to stay. Some Indian guy, you know what I mean, is running YouTube. I forgot. I just seen him. I just seen him on like a TED talk or something. It seemed like on a TED talk.
Yeah,
But
but that's also like a lot of one of the big stories as far as like because there was communications between government agencies like and Twitter, and they were like pretty much censoring particular people. Like they weren't even enforcing like an outright policy, which is also a humongous story, and it kind of like went over people's heads. Like it's almost like accepted. Like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
not. I'm not gonna say accepted. We'll talk about that.
fine, fine. You right. It's accepted. Listen, man, it's good for them, not for us. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Yo, it's only cool when they do it, not when I do it. You know what I mean? Listen, these jokers, they know, and it's been accepted that people who don't toe the Democrat Party line are good to be banned. Period.
That's true.
That's accepted knowledge. Everybody, yo, in general, we could go outside. You can go outside, and in general, the people gonna believe that it was okay to ban the sitting president from Twitter, from stuff that he said. It's okay to ban any, yo, it was okay. Yo, you can name any Republican, and I'm saying in general, people believe that it's okay for them to be banned. Period. For anything, no matter what the speech is. They, you know what I'm saying? So that's the type of situation that we living in, where the people just already accepted that it's okay for the government to work with some people like that for their protection. We no longer understand what freedom is. We That's been dismissed from our minds totally what freedom is.
We'll
So
get it back though. We'll get it back.
you
You
know,
know, not get
I'm
it back.
saying
Oh,
too.
we'll
I'm saying
finally
all of it.
achieve freedom. I guess.
No, I'm just saying in general, the people have lost the understanding of what freedom and autonomy is. So they think that it's okay for the government to run. Remember, we live on a welfare system. We live in a place that just it gives out welfare to everybody, makes everybody believe that we're not that you're supposed to have the same opportunities, but everybody's supposed to get the same exact outcome. This is the cultural social norms that they have set for us. So when you got a system going like that, and the norm is set that anybody who is anti the established thought, man, you could do anything to them and people accept it. Real life, you could do about anything. Yo, I'm telling you. Listen, look what they did to these people who was down there, Gene. Look, man. Look at these people. Them people, they got the dude who was walking around with the police. They made the dude who the police showed around the Capitol from room to room to room, showed him around, walked with him, talking, laughing, and giggling with him. They made this man the lead face
The
of a
mascot of
of an
January 6th.
insurrection. They made him the mascot. You feel me? Of an insurrection, and they've locked him up for almost 4 years. If you could do that to, if the people can accept that to say, yeah, it was good to lock up somebody who the police let in and walked around the building, it's good to lock him up for 4 years because the media said it was, then man, we already into the realm where we just accept anything, that it's okay for the government to work with any and everybody against people you don't like. Long
Well,
as it's
Born, I like the first part of that as far as making him the mascot, or as far as him being and we're talking about the Patriot, like I mean the QAnon shaman, whatever.
yeah, yeah.
The I forgot his name, but which is basically the guy who was wearing like the horns on January 6th without a shirt, that big Viking looking dude. I think most people do know that that person, did participate in an insurrection on January 6th. I think most people don't know the second part, in which like the recent release, as far as um the video being released with the cops walking them around and whatnot. Actually, you want to talk about that regarding how they released that info recently
Yeah.
to the
Uh,
news agency?
well, yeah, they did release the when was that?
I think it was Tucker Carlson
McCarthy,
particularly.
hold up, McCarthy. What the
Yeah,
Lord, Lord.
McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy gave all the footage to Tucker Carlson. Actually, the footage
And
supposed to come out.
McCarthy's the leader of the Republican. in
House.
Congress.
Yeah, yeah, he the leader of the House, the Republican House, and so he gave 40,000 hours of footage to Tucker Carlson, which now he's supposed to give 40,000 hours out to the people. But the QAnon shaman Jacob Chansley, right? That's who that was. They have the video is online. The video is online now of Jacob Chansley being escorted around the Capitol, of him
And this was
praying.
shown on Fox and Tucker Carlson's primetime show as well, right?
Yeah, they show him praying for the police. When the police tell him to get out, he's like, "Okay, all right, no problem." And just like it was totally a farce what they did. But with that being said, once it was placed on them, then that's what it was. That's what it was. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it was. But
So,
because
do
we
you
can,
think that they're trying to divert from the fact that um, the footage that has been released? Because I think that the footage that has been released via Tucker Carlson isn't all the footage, and probably isn't even the best of the footage. It's probably like but do you think that they're kind of like divert? I mean, I know like but like, what do you like? You think they're diverting away from that as well?
nah, it's just like this shit got to come out. It got to come out at some point. It got to come out. They want it. It's like everybody making a play. Everybody making a play. They making a political plays. We got to make this We got to make this part of the aisle look bad. They made us look bad the last couple
Well,
of
I'll
years.
say that. Look, I'll say in my bad. What I meant to say is like Fox, like which is like the conservative network on like TV. They put out like the stuff that you mentioned as far as the footage that the 40 part of the footage that was released to them of what happened or what really happened within the Capitol during the insurrection. Um, Evidence that would kind of like be detracting from the notion of that individual you mentioned, the Jacob fella that had the chain, the horns and other stuff that popped off. Like I guess like it made it like they, but to me like they covered it for a few days and they let it rock. In addition to the whole Twitter files thing, they covered it for a few days, then that was it. In addition to I don't know, a ton of shit. Uh,
Yeah, Fox News is control opposition also. They just had
Definitely,
it.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think people like it, like for instance, if that like the stuff that would like anything that's shown on Fox is like certain people are gonna brush it off like fuck that, that's a
yeah.
conservative network, right? But then there's Fox, which is the conservative network, barely covers these things that make the current like administration like look bad, and the current administration is not conservative. You know what I'm saying? Like so if they don't cover it, and like the regular media usually never cover these things either, like things that are recent history that like have been popping off, like big things, it's like it does give notion to the fact that like this Trump case that I think isn't going to lead to anywhere because it hasn't led to anywhere in the past is cap, like it's a big time diversion.
Yeah, I don't look at like I said, they could lock him up, and it would be I think that it would play good for Trump either way if they locked him up or if they didn't lock him up. But it's all that's in general how I look at media. I look at media layered. I look at it in layers. I understand the CIA. All right. Check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna read this quote. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this quote. I'm gonna find it real quick. I'm gonna find this quote real quick.
And I take
Um,
it all cap, like everything that's coming out of the TV, I take it as it's a bunch of shit. Like I don't watch Fox like at all. Like if I ever watch anything on Fox, it's like a YouTube clip like that may seem interesting, and a lot of times I watch it and it's like bullshit anyway. It's like NPC like fucking surface layer bullshit. Like in my eyes, I'm not like being cocky like or like that I'm more red, but like it's not like I watch like the Fox network as far as my parameter goes, like with where I stand politically. You know what I'm saying? Like but I definitely don't watch the other fucking networks. Like I'm not gonna like CNN, like they've lied to me tons of times. In addition to Fox, but like they do it more like outwardly, and then it's not really news. It's like, a bunch of like emotional shit a lot of time. But
No, it's, it's
but
made.
if Fox don't cover these things, like then it doesn't get covered at all. And when Fox covers them, a lot of times, you know, 3 days.
It's out of there. Yo, listen, right? I'm gonna read you this quote from 1981. Fuck, 1981 was a long time ago. 42 years ago, right? This is William Casey, Bill Casey, CIA director. A lot of CIA directors be named Bill or William. Anyway, this is his quote from his first staff meeting. You understand? This is the first staff meeting he had in 1981. This is a quote from there. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. Now, I don't have pretty much more to say about what we look at as besides that. I got nothing to say besides that. I'll let the CIA director tell it, and then we have to go and dissect this shit all bit by bit because you have to believe him. You cannot take William Casey as a joke. He wasn't playing when he said that. The CIA doesn't play. They have directives. And when they have directives, they go about you know what I mean, making sure that them directives are followed through. So
Having
well,
said that, and I mean like the um the like right now at this point, like I mean like a lot of things that I do see on TV like are abject bullshit, like a lot of times, like, and then it's basically all forgiven in a lot of people's eyes once the fucking TV stops talking about it. And it's sad to see, and I'm seeing it way, way, way more in the last like 3 years. Things like, I mean, they'll bullshit you, and it's like a week later sometimes you find out that they're bullshitting you, and like a lot of people just keep it moving. And like right now, and the reason I wanted to do a YouTube with you is like, I mean, like as far as the people that are in and around us on an everyday, like in the community and whatnot, um, with like a lot of times, like we when it comes like to politically, like you could like especially nowadays. I mean, like um when the pendulum is like on the left, like when and discussing that with people that look like us, like sometimes like the first initial reaction, like somebody's trying to jump down your throat, and like right now, like that's really not the time to look at things with a lot of emotion. Like I have cheered for Trump in the past. Am I going to vote for Trump this time around? No, because I don't vote any longer. Or I'm not going to vote ever again. But um, like, you know, he's just one facet of everything that's happening now. Like, and like these things affect people more like in the hood all the time. And I think what's like being not like not covered, like, or the things that I do see coming down the pipe as far as like banks failing, like fucking things that like people's reaction to certain teas they drank and whatnot, like in recent history. Um I mean, like I think that if it like in my eyes, like I think more like people like that I know that did it like because they didn't want to lose their job. And like that's something that you see more in the hood. Like a lot like dudes don't have bread like that. Like, and they couldn't like say, nah, I'm not gonna drink this shit um to keep this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta pay the rent. But suburbanites, a lot of times they could have fucking been like, yo, I'm gonna live with my dad like for a fucking couple months, like until this shit blows over. Um, so I think like, right now is like the wrong time, like to be thinking with emotion. And like I see a lot of that a lot of times in the hood, like, like with these things. I mean, it's more, and especially when it comes to people like that, in a sense, like shit on Trump because that's all they'll hone in on. Like it seems like that's all they're like like the only stories they look for. Like like and it like right now I think like to only be looking at one side of the pendulum as bad politically, it's like the worst time. Like because what's popping off right now, like all over politically, it has to be the worst in the that I've seen like here. And I'm not that old though.
Who would believe that in this little short time that people would just trust the government like they do? Who would believe it? Who
What about
could
who would believe so-called minorities would be trusting like fucking
trust the government so quick? All that I look, Caucasians. I don't know how Caucasians think. I just be thinking for black folks' state. I say, well, look, how could I will make y'all think that all of a sudden they honest? But now we believe them, we trust them because this is why they go back to Trump. That's what I'm saying. It's emotionalism. Trump pulled a lot of emotions out of people. First of all, people loved it Trump at one point. They were a lot of people liked Trump and a lot of people were envious of Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because he was braggadocious more than what you could ever think that somebody's supposed to be like in the way he moved, his bravado, and all that. Because most people not like that. Most people never like that in their life. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like got a lot of money, but just don't feel like they like that. Like, and so there was a easy way to emotionally attach people to Trump in the negative because he's a
and
standard
in the
that's
positive, and in the positive.
yeah, not true indeed. But we're going with the negative because that's what most of the
Yeah,
people.
no, but like the NBC used to big the man up, like when he had The Apprentice. Like, yo, this dude
Yeah,
was kind of like the biggest
exactly.
celebrity, just
Because
being a
he's somebody
celebrity for
because
a
his
while.
ego, he's somebody who he's somebody people can endear to because of how he moved, because he still seemed like he's part of the people. Plus, he a big, tall dude. He got all of the qualities that a good Chad or something like that has. You feel me? You know what I mean? He just got the qualities that are just he just got a lot of the what are fundamentally called masculine qualities. Even though he don't, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? He know how to he know how to be stoic when he need to be stoic. You know what I'm saying? He good in the business world. He we ain't never seen him play sports, but he's 6'5". You feel me? You 6'5" with some size on you. So you ain't never been a little dude. You know what I mean? All type of shit with Trump. So he got a certain air about him that rappers used to like to be around him. He got money. He make money. You know what I'm saying? His name on billboards and shit like that. So it's a lot of stuff to like, but that the hero become the villain so quick though. You feel me? All it takes is a little push for you to see him just a little bit the wrong way one day. And that hero who you love, all of a sudden, man, I hate this Joker.
And I
Now it's
never
all
liked like I never
now
watched
it
The
looks in the
Apprentice, none
envy.
of that shit. Like I mean, like I thought like when Trump was running too, that he was no good. Like when he was campaigning and whatnot. Like everybody else, like but I wasn't on it like that. Like I just didn't really care, like because I really don't vote. Like the times I voted had been like two maybe.
I knew Hillary. I knew for me I wasn't going with Hillary, and I'm gonna say that I knew for me I wasn't going with Hillary. But after about 2.5 months of Trump running, I realized yeah, about a month and a half, 2.5 months of Trump running, I realized what was happening. And I said, oh, just the setup right here. Look at what they doing. How could they all of a sudden hate this man like that? Hate him this much? How could he turn to the worst? How could he be the worst reason why? How could he be the reason why black folks living bad and in poverty and he ain't never been a politician? How can y'all blame him for all of this stuff? And it made me realize that the play was getting put on me, that they was pushing the play. ASAP. I knew I was like, yo, this the play. There's no way that y'all could do that. And it's in the push that he was the reason. Like they actually
What do you
were
think
put
is the source of that though? Or why do
none
you
of it
think like that, like the media, like and all of a sudden, like all like switched it up on Trump?
because he didn't belong to either party. And politics run this shit. You understand? Trump didn't believe in the aspirations that the government was pushing for. Trump believed in nationalism, being American national. He don't believe in globalism. He don't believe in all that shit. And the majority of our politicians, our three-letter agencies are globalists. And because he's not a globalist, it automatically put him on the outside. He was good as long as he's an entertainer and he could pay politicians to do what they wanted them to do. But once he stepped into that arena to be that, it was like, nah, man, this not going to work because you're going to do the right thing because Trump is attached to America. That's one of the things that people don't understand. I try to tell people that Trump don't have no empire outside of America. A lot of people connected to empires outside of America, but Trump empire started here. So in order for him to have his shit to go on forever, America got to stay stabilized in order for the Trump empire to stay, because it was established here in America. He ain't the Rothschilds. He ain't the Rockefellers. He wasn't established as a Caucasian J from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had the Caucasian J's influence. You feel me? He didn't have that to start off with. You know what I mean? So they started their power here. And so that's why, and because he was not a globalist, I think that's why he was attacked so harshly by Republicans and Democrats alike, both sides alike. And that's what really made me know something was wrong. I said, how could y'all on the Republic, how could they be attacking them? I've never seen that. Like, as dumb as George Bush was, I've never seen that. I've never seen a Caucasian man, Republican, get attacked as a racist. It's hard. I've never in my life, I knew something was wrong. I said, no, wait a minute. I'm like, man, hold up. Kanye came out and said, "Oh, George Bush hate black people." You know what I'm saying? He came out with that. We done had all these white folks and nobody's ever, they've never, and as much as they push Republicans are racist on MSNBC, NBC, CNN, they push that the Republican Party is the racist party. I've never seen one individual political man get attacked like that bad. I said, something wrong. I said, nah, this is not something wrong. White people don't attack white people like this unless there's something else going on in the background.
Word up. And again, like when Trump was popular on his own merit, just by being a celebrity. I mean, he was a top celebrity with that stupid Apprentice show. Again, I could give two shits about the Apprentice. I never watched the bullshit, but he was mad popular. Like he had a hit, really big show. I mean, it was probably the most popular show during his little run, and he was already popular in the '80s before that. Just by being for being like the prototypical 80s, I mean, or the prototypical white guy, basically.
Exactly.
Big, blonde,
Exactly.
fucking bread, fucking with nice bitches. Like,
yup, exactly. He was he was like, yo, this is who, if you could be somebody, you want to be Trump. This is he get to sleep with all the supermodels. He got billions of dollars, his name on buildings all over the place. He's styling.
He wasn't fucking every broad either. He was fucking like a certain broads. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he got the top quality of the top quality.
Yeah.
You know
and they were bigging him up, bro. Like they weren't saying that this dude was a woman. Oh, he's a womanizer. Like they weren't saying that shit in the 80s about Trump. They were like, yo, Trump's that dude. I'm trying to get cake like Trump.
To top quality. He was getting all top quality everything. You know what I'm saying? We want to get it like Trump. You know what I'm saying? We want to be the black Trumps. All this type of, that's what the talk was. You want to be like a Trump.
Making bread like Trump, dude.
Yeah. This is what we and y'all, and so and then in like 24 hours it switched.
And it's not because like, and I mean like and even though I think a lot of what's happening with the Trump case now is a in part diversion, because I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. But to me, Trump rolled differently than other politicians, like, as far as doing things that I do like, and that's what made me like endorse him or rock with him. It ain't like, a lot of people, like, once you cross that threshold of saying like, I don't like, I fuck with Trump, they think that you're on some other shit, like, or like you fucking don't like your people or some shit, or like, and that happens more online. And if I were to tell anybody where I'm from, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, like I fuck with Trump, like they're like most people like hood people, not like no fucking college pussy, wouldn't be on that shit like that. Like I mean, most people either be like, yo, I fuck with him too, like, or I
Yeah,
started
yeah,
fucking with
most
him.
of them will understand. They will understand. Yo, listen, because
Or they'll be like, yeah, I don't rock with dude like that, and then they'd be like, why? And they'll be like, oh, fucking Russians, and then you already know like that they don't know,
you
or that
don't know.
maybe they're not very politically inclined.
Yeah. Trump is a typical New York businessman, man. If you can't rock with that, then what the fuck, man? You don't understand what time it is out here, man. We living inside a business system, man. He was the best thing rocking for us, man. A shark, man. You need a
And
shark
I'm
to
saying,
feed
and I
yourself,
say that
man.
in the sense that like these dudes were like that the popular media was all over Trump, and then like they like all of a sudden all media became just talk shit about Trump to the point where like comedy shows are whack now, like because they try to like drive
Yeah,
like Trump jokes, and it's
no,
like
that's why I said it was entertainment. That's why it was the entertainment spike of it. Most of the shit was most of the shit that we were seeing on the news and all of that. The reason why they kept going, it was for the entertainment value. It was because it drove numbers up. People wanted to laugh.
it was
Trump,
also divisive though
Trump,
too.
somebody who, and this is the thing about Trump. Trump, somebody you can laugh at if you're a conservative or if you're a liberal. You know what I'm saying? You can laugh. He do shit that even as if you liked him, you still was gonna laugh like, oh Lord, did he just do this shit? Oh man, god damn. Oh Trump, this is bullshit. You laugh, you gonna laugh, you gonna be like, oh man, did he do that? And you know what I'm saying? But it was entertainment. That's what I'm saying. It was really the entertainment. He had entertainment value. He was an entertainment before this. He has entertainment value. The man know how to speak in a certain type of way to make people want to quote him. He knew how to do all the bullshit to keep people looking at him. He knew how to say the right things. Why do you keep saying, why do you keep calling it the Chinese virus? Because it comes from China.
Yo, but look, but like like you like we're we know each other on social media too. Like I know people, and I know you know people too, that their whole life, like from like 2017 to 2020 on social media, like on their personal Facebook pages, on their fucking Insta, whatever, was just fucking shitting on Trump and like talk like, and then I've seen a lot of those same people don't even go on Facebook anymore or like
Yeah.
comment and shit like that. Like, they don't talk about political shit no more at all. And
Now,
that's a bunch of bullshit too, because politically right now, like the man on top, I mean, he gives you something to fucking really laugh about every fucking day if they let him.
y'all, if they allow you to see it, and then that's the only reason why we know we can laugh every day is because we check other news. The only reason you know that this joke is a clown show every day is because the regular news would not. Man, they used to force Trump into clown shit. Listen, this joker falls up the steps. He falls down the steps. He falls back up the steps. He's falling back down the steps. He can't ride a bike. He's off the bike. He's on the bike. What the hell is going on with Joe? You don't Joe walking the wrong way. He's shaking hands with nothing, high fiving nobodies. All time, shit, you just can't even believe the things that he's doing. But there's no reason to talk about it. What's the reason to talk about it? What's the
Without any bias, who is the worst like president that you've lived through?
I don't know how this shit gonna shake out at the end with Joe Biden. But I think
Do you think he ranks up there like in this short run?
oh yeah, he rank up there. He rank, yeah,
he
he
got a
rank
little
up.
he got a little streak going, bro.
Like I bet it. You know what I'm saying? All right. I remember when Ronald Reagan was in office.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? When
When
I
I
was
was
a
a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember when Ronald Reagan was in office. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. So I remember the crack era hard,
Yes,
vicious.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I remember the
No, because I
vicious.
remember it looking shittier where I lived when Reagan was in
Yeah,
office, like the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. All time. It was roaches everywhere. You listen, man. It was roaches and mice
No,
and
that's
bats.
when like real like when it was real bad. Like the whole
Yeah,
time that Reagan was in office,
the,
like
the Reagan era was hard.
for
It
the
was
hood.
plenty money out here. It was plenty money. I ain't gonna lie. It was plenty paper. It was plenty paper, drug papers all over the place. There was plenty of drug money. It was money. No, I ain't even gonna say it was just money in the economy was somewhere in America because I seen it. I seen money flowing around. I
Trump
seen
had
money
that shit.
flowing around in the 80s, right? I
Yeah,
seen that.
but I
But
also saw the hood too. The hood was terrible in the 80s.
yeah, but the thing was, it was such a crack era attached to the 80s that really brought the living down at the same time. You know what I mean? So, and then I was into manufacturing. The
Well,
worst president, the worst president had to be between. Damn, the first Bush he wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad. We had some shit go on. He fucked shit up.
and he was a
Clinton,
short. He was 4 years too.
Clinton was Clinton was bad. I'm telling you, I think Obama was worse than Clinton though. I think some of the programs that Obama pushed, I think some of the social programs and shit like that Obama that Obama pushed inside and during his presidency, I think that they really some of the social and cultural programs that he pushed, it really helped the destruction of the society. You know,
How do you think that related to like? Do you think that had more of an effect on so-called minorities?
yeah. Listen, we was out of the dope era. I'm saying, right? Listen, all right. I'm saying from what I can see. In my eyesight for me like I'm not and it's not going off of whether or not what might we might could pull up statistics or what was better and what was worse during that time. I'm going by the feel right now on the feel to me. You know what I mean? The feel to me.
The what? I'm sorry. Repeat that. The feel.
How it feels. Yeah, how it feels to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
definitely. No, that's why I was bringing up the Obama thing because I do remember like kind of like us getting rocked to sleep in a sense during that era.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just thinking about how I feel about them eras and what
And
I
he
think.
didn't do shit for black people, bro.
Nah,
Obama did
what he
zero.
pushed, no, what he did for us is destroy the social cultural fabric. Is because he vehemently pushed the alphabet mafia agenda, which because of his face, they used that face as a proxy to push it on to the black community as though this is something that we should also be engendered to and endeared to. Along with using that to go to Africa and do the same thing, to use his face to push the alphabet mafia all over, you know what I'm saying, the diaspora, not even just all over the world in general. And once and I think that that was just something that was horrible, 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 just horrible. Was
And
that?
honestly, too, I didn't really look at that like as like while it was happening, like as like oh like I can't really see that getting out of hand, but here we are.
Here
You know what
we
I'm saying?
are.
Like yeah,
Here you see where we at
but
now. Where look, man, shit. At least at least the men still wanted to be men in the '80s. Shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
but is like that's why I'm saying though, and I'll go back to like how the feel of everything right now is way worse than any
Yeah,
time I remember.
yeah. No matter how much it don't like, it's not. It ain't like it's drugs all over. Like yo, listen, where I'm at. All right, it's drugs still here, but it's not like how it was in the '80s, where this shit was just like zombie land, man. Like I don't live in Philly though. In Philly, places like that is zombie land. You feel me? So it's like it's different where you at. But I
Yeah,
say in general, most of the communities cleaned up a little bit. You know what I mean? Most of the communities are not as bad as they were in the '80s, man. The '80s was something fucking 85 to like 93, 83, 8 to like 90.
89. I remember
Yeah,
really bad.
man. For like a decade, For like,
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
for like
That
a
was the
decade.
funnest time ever, but that shit was dangerous outside in the 80s,
Yeah,
bro.
man. For like a decade, it was super dangerous. I'm talking about, man, people who lived through that shit, man. Listen, man. People who lived through them 10 years from like 83 to like 93, man. And you was outside, man, listen. You seen the blood, sweat, and tears. If you was living in any urban neighborhood, you seen the blood, sweat, and tears. Trust
No,
that.
and again, that to me it was one of the funnest times. But like I do remember the '80s looking like particularly shitty. But right now, I would probably put it worse than I ever remember in the sense that like where I live, um like a lot of the dope fiends, they take fentanyl now too. Like they have to take fentanyl because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a different. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel you. Like I'm sitting here thinking about that shit. Like, damn, hold up, though. Like we got a whole different type of dope wave right
and
now.
but
I,
and then the thing is too, like the like in the hood, like the young kids are fucking way worse than when we were kids, bro. Like they're assholes, bro. Like they like fucking hit
yeah,
women, like fucking.
man, that's what I said. Like socially, yes, socially, yo, we got some of the worst culturally, uh, like the social structure and the culture of the inner city. Yo, it's destroyed, son. The most
But it's
disrespectful.
all these things though, Born. It's like the alphabet thing, the stupid young kids. Fentanyl is fucking way stronger than butter, from what I remember. Butter would have dudes leaned out. Fentanyl has dudes dead and leaned out a lot of
Like
times.
Finney, yeah, man. The Finney got him. The
But
Finney.
like, and I don't know if if it really crept up to like your hood and shit, because they don't like in my hood, like they don't have like crystal meth. Let's say like
Nah, these niggas on the fence up here.
that's
Talking
white guy
about,
stuff. The
nah, they on the fence. We right here. Shit, son.
yeah.
New Haven is like New York. It's like a borough of New York. On some
Nah,
real
I
shit.
know. Yeah, bro.
You know what I
The
mean? Like cats who come from New York and come live here be like, yo, what the fuck is this, man? Like, nigga, like this shit. I'm better off in the Bronx. I'm going back to the Bronx. This shit crazy out here.
they don't got thing in they don't got crystal meth in with like your hood, right?
It's some white folks who probably
Yeah,
smoking
that's
it.
why like my hood either. Like they don't, and my
Yeah,
hood is like the biggest was the biggest dope neighborhood, like 2 years different times, like in all America.
yeah, nah,
Sunset Park. But like they don't fuck with crystal meth, like you know what I'm saying? Like, but they do
nah.
like
Thank you,
now I
white.
saw fentanyl creep in the last like 5 or 6 years, and fentanyl is bad, bro.
Yeah, nah, they do the fent, the heroin, and the motherfucking and some cats still on cocaine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the clean cats though. Like that,
Yeah,
but the fentanyl cats, they don't give a fuck. They don't wear shoes. Motherfuckers wear a syringe on their ear like it's a Lucy. Like they don't give two shits, bro. Like and you know, and that the like not and more importantly than that, like a lot of them are dropping dead, bro. Like fucking my brother has an ill diesel habit, and he when I do talk to him, it's never like things are getting better.
nah,
And
yo,
it's
that diesel, and then cause it ain't diesel no. Like I know some old, like we got old dope fiends up here, right? We got old dope fiends, old ones who the old dope fiends want heroin. They don't,
peaceful, yeah.
yeah, they don't want fentanyl. They want heroin. They want old heroin. You know what I mean? They don't like none of the new shit. So you got the old ones who still moving around. They still. I see her. I see
But they
them.
got to hunt for it, and it's a risk.
And they
You know
the
what I'm
ones.
saying?
Now, and most of like in my neighborhood, most of the old heads who use heroin, they the heroin dealers.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those
they like
the
$20.
bundle breakers.
Yeah, they the dealers, man. They like shit, nigga.
Yeah,
That we got the work, nigga. I just do it. Y'all
yeah.
motherfuckers,
Three for me, 7 for the customers.
y'all can't do what y'all need to do. Nah, these jokers is the real. Nah, these jokers is the heavyweights. Nah, they the heavyweights. They ain't breaking bundles down. Nah, they ain't breaking bundles. They breaking bricks. They ain't breaking bundles. Nah, these you know what I mean. These real deal.
No, but
They
there's dope fiends like that they'll
no,
cop a little bundle and sell a few bags and then like eat the
yeah,
fucking
nah, they ain't.
spliff like.
These old professional dope fiends. These professional dope fiends. You know what I'm saying? They've been dope fiends for 25 years. You feel me? They've been pimping and all type. They dope fiends for years. Been at work, done work, done retired, been dope fiends for the whole time they've been working and all type of shit like that. You feel me? Who they got their habit under control. They got their habit.
Yeah.
This is my habit. This is what I do. I do this many bags. I do it like this. I do it like that, and I'm straight for the day. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
but there's also like the majority of cats that got like dope mixed with a little bit of fentanyl, like, and then like they're stuck with fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're getting a lot of that. Like,
Now that's what's happening now. It's starting to change over. Like cats is getting caught. You know, like it's all being mixed and tampered with. You know what I mean? It's all getting tainted now. You feel me? Things are getting tainted. You know, we're not really bringing in a lot of shit from Iraq, Afghanistan. We ain't really shipping a lot from Afghanistan and shit. You feel me? Once we came up out of Afghanistan, like, you know what I mean? Once we came up out of Afghanistan, we had the Chinaman said, listen, y'all need to get out of there. Cause we got y'all, nah, the dope need to be getting sold still. So y'all come up out of Afghanistan, leave the heroin over there, and we're gonna bring this fentanyl through the back door. And it's gonna take and replace the heroin. And that's what they did. The Chinese replaced the Afghanistan market with fentanyl for heroin. And you ain't got to believe me, but just think about what happened. Just think about what's been happening since they start slowing down, coming up out of Afghanistan. And then once they finally broke up out of Afghanistan, you just look. The fentanyl was already here. Then it exploded. And not only the fent, then they got the trank also at the same time. Then they got the fent and the trank. Neither one of these is really drugs come from a plant process. These is just processed chemicals. Who
and
giving you
it's
the
here to
process?
stay, I think, in a sense, unless like drastic actions are taken. I mean, which is gonna suck for the hood too. Like, I mean, it's not like, oh yeah, we need to get these cops to get this like that sucked too when they fucking just say no era of the 80s when the cops were fucking being dicks. You know, like, but drastic actions are gonna have to be taken to stem the flow of, or not the flow, the use of fentanyl in
Mhm.
America. Cause it's a fucking nasty business. Yeah.
Uh,
And with everything that's happening now and like the things worsening, that's why I think this is one of the worst eras I've lived through. Like, I mean, politically and um
yeah,
just
son,
in general.
they locked the world down for like a year, damn near. They locked the world down for a year. Told us that it was some shit out here gonna get us. If listen, man, they told us this shit had a curfew. If you come out after 8, 9 o'clock, it's gonna get you. This shit had a curfew. You understand me? We had a virus out here that had a curfew that if you went in the house before a certain time, you were safe. If you came out, it's gonna get you. If you worked, if you work at okay, if you work at let me see what they had
If
shut
you see
down.
your peoples on Thanksgiving, bring a plastic bag so you can hug them
Yeah,
over it.
if you work at the gym, if you work at the local gym, you can't go to work. If you work at the local bar, you can. Because somehow the roller don't get you if you're getting drunk, but it gonna get you if you try to work out and be healthy. You understand? They close parks. Listen, they close outside parks. They
Beaches.
locked down outside parks, took basketball rims down. You understand me? This this type of shit. Yo, you can't get no worse than living in no shit like that. Nah, just to think about it, as bad as that was, to think about how they did us. And yo, we never know how many was murdered during this time. We never know. Yo, listen, man. Nah,
Suicide.
yeah, just come to think about this, man. Nah, man. And then I gotta say it was on Trump watch because it was on his watch, but I know it wasn't his fault. But I see what happened. And
In
Biden
relation
got
to
the rest
what?
of it. And Biden earning the rest of it. And
Oh,
Biden,
you my bad. In relation to like the everything falling apart now. Yeah.
yeah.
Like the no, but it's crazy stuff. Do you think that, like, I mean, I'm gonna ask you a dumb question, but I just wanted to get your opinion, like, for the peeps. Like, do you think that the mess ups that happen politically with like Joe Biden are covered in the media, and cook for a little while because I gotta use the facilities.
Wow. Well, nah,
Or
they
do you
wouldn't.
think that they're lax as far as like criticizing like the current administration?
Yeah, they like. They don't care about criticizing the current administration. Why should they care? Why should they actually care about criticizing?
Actually, could if you know any offhand, I know you do like the as far as like screw ups that have happened under this current administration.
Everything's a screw up. You can't beat it. All the affirmative hires was a screw up. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me all right, long as I'm still streaming, I'm gonna find the screw ups. This is the screw ups. You can see an image of all the screw ups, all at once. An image of them. Um, because we had diversity, what you would call diversity hires in the White House. So, the White House, and what a diversity hire is a person who's not qualified for the job through skill, but they qualified through all of the isms, or whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to call them.
But these are instances of diversity hires that did a good job, or
Huh?
these are diversity hires that did a good job
No,
or a
you
bad job.
can't be. There's no good diversity hire.
Nah, my bad. I just wanted to say it, and I was back. No, but the
There's no such thing as a good diversity hire. Anybody who's a diversity hire is automatic. It to be a diversity hire already set you up to say that you dumb or you unqualified. You understand? That's basically what they saying. We
what
didn't
about
have.
homie that was Debo in the luggage? That he was in.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to get the image of all of them together.
Oh,
I'm trying to get the image of all of them.
one large collage.
Yeah, I had the image of all of them. It was all of the diversity hires together.
Diversity
Sam,
hires don't usually mean not black men either. Like there's not a lot of black dude diversity hires of late. Like those have been lessening. It's
well,
usually either people from the alphabet mafia or
all right.
black women.
Well, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Can I share? Oh, okay. But select. Mm,
I could do where you could share the screen, I believe, too.
yeah, I'm about to. Here we go. Hopefully, hold on. Let me see. Select the window or screen.
Oh, why you do that? Actually, I haven't even looked at the comments. I had my shit on full screen this whole time.
Hey, you're on the show. Hey, why? All right, hold
Oh,
on.
I see. I see the little screen you just threw up now.
All right, you see it now?
Yeah. Real quick, you mind if I read the comments? You could just
Okay.
keep showing some pictures too of other.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show you the diversity. This is number one diversity hire. This is Sam. Sam worked for NASA. Sam steals women's luggage. This is Sam. He stole this. See this black woman right here? This is a designer. Sam stole her luggage and happened to wear her stuff around. And this is a one of a kind outfit that she created that Sam got on. That's Sam first.
It's a
Hold
very
on.
nice outfit too on her.
Oh yeah, on her, right? On her. But
Yeah.
look,
But yo, real quick, let me read the comments. You can keep showing some pictures too if you actually not like because I want you to explain the other people that actually not like that because you explained the other sister you robbed from like just to show like a little bit of a pattern here. Could you let us know about, regarding the picture you're showing us now?
oh no, I told you. Oh well, listen. I wanted to get a good image of our diversity hire. Now we see the first. There was a lovely purple, you know what I'm saying, ensemble that our sister from Tanzania right near. See, this our sister from Tanzania. My name is Asaka Masin. Tanzanian fashion designer based in Houston, Texas. I lost my bag 2018 in DCA. Recently, I heard the news on at Fox News about Sam Britton luggage issue. Surprisingly, I found his images. Wore my custom made outfits, which was in my lost bag in 2018. So Sam been stealing bags since 2018. It was hired on by our president Joe Biden to come work for NASA. And Fox News had to bring him up with Fox News. Fox News didn't know they was busting them stealing though, right? Stealing this lady stuff because they put a picture up like this. Fox News put Sam up like that. And look at, and then you look at this picture to the left. Look at our sister. Is that it? That's the same. Look
Now
at the
the sister's
flowers.
looking sharp too, bro.
Yeah, the sister looking sharp in that outfit. This Joker looking, he looking a fool. He's looking a fool. Look at this.
Yo,
Look
do
at
you think
that.
that he peeped these women like and picked them out because they were sisters?
I, yo,
Because they
listen.
kind of like both fit the same mold too.
Yo,
Like they're like,
I would think he did pick her up because the outfits that listen, man. He's listen. She had a bunch of one of a kind outfits. She a designer. These jokers be into all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They be, the alphabets is crazy, man. The alphabets is crazy, and so for him to do something like that, which is totally, that's just wrong. That's wrong on every level. You understand? Look, that's wrong on every level. Wrong on every level. Do you see this joker? Bald head, mustache, lipstick, high heel platform shoes on, and this sister sarong wrapped around him. Come
yeah,
on, man. This is all right. Where's Waldo?
you
Okay.
being racist though.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is racist for him to wear that. That's racist as hell for
No,
him to be.
you're being racisms against but
Listen, I didn't say nothing against him. All I know is that who wore it best. That's what I'm saying.
and it seems like they hired homie because of he dresses like that rather than
Yeah,
qualification.
he was hired. Listen, he has no son. No. He has no. He does not have the background to have been secretary in NASA, and he does not have the background at
You want
all.
to pick another one? Too. But let me read the comments real quick. There's only a few. I mean,
Yeah.
there's quite a few. And if I didn't read the comments before, I'm sorry. Like, I had my shit on full screen. But Michael Johnson boxing talking more. Salute. Thank you for coming through, Michael Johnson. He said that's your daddy, boy. Not my daddy, but Mark Nash. Peace to you, man. Salute, my brother Mark Nash. Subscribe to both these channels too, if you could. To anybody who's watching. Sir Foul Player of Brooklyn, your daddy's gonna be singing Akon. Let's see. Mark Nash says, I'm under the impression they didn't pursue him before because he was a sitting president. Mark Nash also said campaign finance is a felony. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Johnson, what up? No statute of limitation don't apply in most states when the is done in the aspects of trying to hide something. I don't know about that. The and it well, we'll see. I don't want to give legalese. Like Mark, I see you. Electrical part, I'm not sure. What he's talking about. Um Electrical parts put the clips together. Editing fam. Oh, I think he's making he's saying what you were referring to earlier was editing. The editor like you knew from a show. Trump actually signed the checks to reimburse Cohen for the 130K. Um Mark Nash also said Cohen out of it and Trump has an unnamed co-conspirator. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta see that. Man, give me a link. I was just gonna cook with Born Out Zigga Zigs today. I bet your old ass do remember. I'm pretty sure you talk about the 80s. And I do remember the 80s. I love the 80s, bro. I used to roller skate and all that. They got a new one that's worse. The drugs. I'm hearing about that Trank thing too.
Yeah, yeah.
They haven't replaced the market because the need still need the real deal. They're just watering it down, but you can loan the money for less than 10% by means of fentanyl. Definitely true. And they do water it down with fentanyl, or so long as you're a fiend, I'm pretty sure that these dudes that bubble, like, they don't give a shit.
Facts. Facts.
But still no evidence Trump committed a crime Patrick's time. I think you're right in that. Well, let's see, because you never know nowadays. Like, they may try to um, make something out of nothing, and just throw him in jail. Who knows? I can't predict anything. And in this conversation, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't get answers as to what's going down, like, with any of this shit, because everything's on its head right now. Everything's upside down. Not because of Trump, but he was hired because they said, what I have, a guy. Probably. Yeah, let us know about that picture you're showing now, Mr. Bourne.
Oh no, that's another section of our diversity hires. You know what I mean? This is the woman of the year on the left, obvious male, who is now the Secretary of Health from this is the Secretary of Health from Pennsylvania. Now, during the lockdown time, this Secretary of Health signed off so the hospitals would take sick patients and bring them not into care spaces, but to bring them into the old folks' homes and retirement homes. So the sick people would go to the places where the elderly were at. The elderly end up getting sick, and it just compounded the deaths of the Chinese coronavirus, the Chinese flu that came through.
It's funny too, because the elderly were the most susceptible to the thing, from what I remember.
Yeah, remember,
but maybe I'm remembering wrong though.
Yeah, no, you ain't.
But I do remember people saying you got to protect grandma and stuff like
grandma, that. Yeah, you got to protect, but not Levine. Levine actually took his mother out of the nursing homes right before he signed the bill to make them bring the corona patients into the nursing homes. Believe it or not. But that's the left side of the
type of lady.
That's the left side of the alphabet flag. Now, on the right side of our alphabet flag, we have the super diversity hire in Karine Jean-Pierre. And Karine Jean-Pierre is she got it all. She's an immigrant. Haitian from France. Hold up. A French Haitian immigrant, or a Haitian immigrant from France. This is crazy. She's a lesbian, black. She a lesbian, black, Haitian, French immigrant. You know what I'm saying? So she got a lot of boxes checked over here. And this lady is the secretary, the press secretary. She's the one who comes out and gives and speaks the will and the mind of the presidency. And mind you, she has no will and mind of her own.
And normally, from what I've seen in the past with her position particularly, is that they basically clear up the shit that the president said, or like they'll repeat talking points that maybe the president wants to put out there.
Exactly.
But in the past, though, presidents would speak a ton more than they do, like Joe Biden. Like, Joe Biden barely speaks.
We had Trump. Trump got us used to seeing the president, because Trump would come out and he would do daily briefings, even though he had Kayleigh McEnany, and McEnany was the best press secretary that I ever seen. I never thought that I would enjoy listening to somebody take questions and give straightforward answers. And with Trump and McEnany gone, it's glaring how bad the Joe Biden's press secretaries. We had Circle Back Saki first, and she was the girl who looked like the little redhead girl from Charlie Brown. She was up there, and she would be up there, and when they would ask her a question, she would say, "I'll circle back. I'm gonna circle back."
But to me, they played Karine Jean-Pierre because at that point, like when Psaki was in office, the media wouldn't say anything negative regarding Joe Biden. Like when the thing started turning a little bit, like Psaki dipped, and
Yes,
then
she dipped well ahead. She left well ahead of time. She already knew the she was like, yo, the jig is up. We hit. They're gonna start coming down on us. They're gonna start coming down on us because he doesn't know how to speak. You can't hide that fact that he don't know how to speak. You can't hide that. And
but
sooner or
it sucks for this girl like Karine Jean-Pierre because they usually go off of like what the president's putting out there. Like like right now, like the president doesn't put a lot of stuff out there, and a lot of time. And I'm not gonna cover for her because she's pretty shitty at explaining a lot of these things
no,
too.
listen, she can't explain nothing because she knows nothing. This the thing. I'm not saying that this lady is retarded or she's unintelligent or she's dumb or anything. I think she might be bright. You know what I'm saying? She
She's
looked
cute
like
too.
she's special. She looks special in the face. Maybe that might be the alphabet in her, but she looks special. Say the special looking girl is, you know what I'm saying, anything wrong with her intellect. But I would say that she is in the wrong job space. She's not one who can articulate herself well. She doesn't speak well in front of crowds. She she's flustered when asking questions. She doesn't think on her toes. She don't think quick when people asking her questions. And so that's what makes her look even worse. And what it does is it makes these are the type of people, these are the people who get hired to make white America say, see, this why we shouldn't have no goddamn affirmative action. See what affirmative action get you? A bunch of Negroes who don't know nothing. They look at them, they just hide them because they black. These are the type of people that make people believe that when they see black people in places or spaces that they don't think they should be in, that they just another diversity hire, that they're not qualified, that they don't have the intelligence to be there, but that they're just there because they need a black face there. And these are the people who make people believe that because she's there for that reason. But and I'm saying she's placed there for that reason. She's not there. And it's just like, oh, damn, she dumb. We didn't know. No, they knew she was not going to be able to complete this job task properly and how it would look to the rest of the public with her not completing this job task properly. They understood this very well before she even got
You
on
mentioned
board.
that as far as the alphabet thing in regards to her, is so I'm assuming she doesn't have an affinity for men.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So
Not
this
at
was
all.
probably also used as a reasoning behind this
Yeah, that's what
diversity
I'm
hire for the
saying.
reason.
She's lesbian. She got all this. She's a black lesbian woman, Haitian immigrant from France. You can't beat that, man. You understand how much diversity that is?
That is up there.
She marked
Now,
out.
and they usually, well, not usually, but I do remember like the '80s when things got really bad, and then I now that I'm older, I always thought that they let Dinkins, first black mayor, become the mayor of the city because New York was like at its worst at that point. Like, and then they kind of like put it on Dinkins, even though Dinkins was a crappy mayor, but like they made it seem like it was all Dinkins when they were just handing the reins off to Dinkins out
Yep.
of a sinking ship. And I think it's kind of like the same with this KJP.
Ain't that normally how it is, though? It's just not the normal play. It's just not the normal play. When we had a bad, when our city went horrible, we had a black mayor. We had a black mayor when our city went horrible. But yeah, no, listen, no,
No,
these
no,
things.
it was what I meant to say was like
I'm
that they
saying,
handed it off to Dinkins in the '90s, and that's like kind of like peak crack era, like where it was already cooking off like for like at least 5 years from what I remember, and then
no, I understand what you're
you know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm telling you that if you look at New Haven, we had the same type of turnover. New Haven had the same type of shit happen. We had the same type of thing. Give a raise to a black man while it's messing up. Pull it back, give it to a white man when we gonna fix it again. But KGP, she's there, like you said, because they could see that it was messing up. And along with that, it's messing up. And we need somebody, we like to have their faces in there to clean stuff up if it go bad. But it was more of, see, because I'm looking at this as, I'm looking at this inside the culture war. They want these people to look bad also. It's not that the culture, because they need, with, there's a need for a fight. And in order to fight, she has to look bad because they need the alphabet mafia and liberals protecting her, even though she's horrible. You understand? Because that keep the fight going. Because when you can't acknowledge that the people on your side is bad, that's going to make the people that you fight against even more angrier. And you say, hold up, man. Y'all can't see this? Oh, then we can't never. There's nothing there, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's no middle ground then. If you can't see that that joke is the stupidest person or something, you understand what I'm saying? People be like, nah. Because when you're dealing with somebody where it's a simple truth, where you're like, all right, me and you got a disagreement, but we can't agree on this simple truth. Once you and them can't agree on a simple truth, it's hard for you to want to be agreeable with them at all again. Because you see that there is something wrong. You feel to yourself there's something wrong with them morally. Something's wrong with you, or you will bypass truth in order to keep problems going. And so with people like that, you never be friendly with. Not me anyway. And so they have to, and so that's the type of situation they have us in. Where you're looking at people who you're looking at, look at what we're looking at on the screen. This man on the left was given the Woman of the Year award, was given a Woman of the Year award. They have people who are telling us we have to accept that. And when you're saying, listen, man, all right, maybe you might be feminine as a man. I can accept that, but I can't say you're a woman. And they like, no, a man could be a woman and they can get pregnant. Then that's when it comes to the point where you got two sides that are totally fractured. How can we come to a middle ground when we can't even, when just the simple truths, we can't deal with that, and then try to find the gray area, then we so far apart that all we're going to do is fight. And that's what they want.
And they usually wrap it in tolerance, which it's not like, and they make it seem like it's tolerance for fucking so-called minorities. I'm seeing more and more, a lot of people don't have beef with like a lot of so-called, I don't know. Like they're driving the wedge more than anything. Like, and a lot of times the people that drive the wedge are like huge corporations and like fucking the powers that be.
The people who saying let's accept everybody are the most exclusive ones. You know what I mean? The people who saying let's be inclusive are the most exclusive. They only include you if you think like them. If you don't, then you ain't included. Them the most exclusive ones. You know what I mean? I'm open-minded. I'm really inclusive. I'm open-minded to whatever. But these people are not open-minded to whatever. Let me see.
No, they're combative. They talking war terms.
Exactly.
A lot of times.
Exactly.
But I gotta dip off soon.
No,
but I was gonna ask you another question. Actually, I could save that for a different time because it was like a kind of like an exercise.
Listen, because this was impromptu. We was just jumping on, and I got something else going before it get too late out here in the city, man. I got to go run up and down the street for a minute or two, take my dog out.
Word up. Nah, but we are gonna be committed to coming back regularly, and hopefully like the people that do come through, know that you have a base amongst us, like, as far as being able to talk sane shit and not get so emotionally tied up in these things. Hopefully, you could even if you do come with emotion and combativeness, the ain't no beef here. Like, I'm the maybe you're misguided at the moment, and right now a lot of people like need a little bit of guidance in a sense of all the craziness that's happening and what's being purported to you via the media and social media and stupidity online. But hope like we are gonna come back hopefully soon. We're gonna try to get a steady time as well.
To check this out. Well, I know bro gonna give out his email. Listen, my email is myninjanews@gmail.com. It's spelled just like it sound. My ninja, NINJA news NEWS @gmail. and any topics y'all want to, that y'all might want us to explore, send them to me. And what I'll do is I have a YouTube page on called My Ninja News, and we might do a
And a
little.
Telegram page.
Yeah, we'll do a short. And y'all, and I got a Telegram page. We'll try to put all that in the comments and all that stuff. I might make a comment and put it over there and have my brother pen it. But I like to say though is that we'll make little short clips on My Ninja News so y'all can go over there and see what some of the topics that might come up in our long form show that we doing like this, where you can come in, ask your questions and things of that nature. So that's my ninja news at gmail.com. Go over there, check the YouTube page out, My Ninja News, and you can check out some of the different things that some different topics that I put out also.
Word up. The and we're just touching on the Trump thing today. I mean, that's not like the kind of party. I mean, I was just and I wanted to talk about it because it's a current event, but we didn't just talk about Trump. And so I mean, it's not that kind of party as far as trying to push Republicans or um Trump. Even like this is more of an all encompassing shit. Like coming from people that are from spots just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't no better or no worse than any of y'all. But with that, any last words, Born, before we dip?
Nah, just know what I mean. Stay vigilant, man. Stay vigilant. Stay intelligent, and beware. Propaganda.
And do subscribe to my man's movement too, man. Like to
Yeah,
the movement in general. My Ninja News, like the
yeah, man.
because I candidly, I mean honestly, like you were one of the ones that put me onto game, like with a lot of the things, or like how I talk now, in a
Yeah, well,
sense.
y'all
You know what I'm
come
saying?
over. Y'all come over. Come check us out. You know what I mean. We no bias. We try not to have no filter. My bias is though, if anything that I am biased in, I'm honest about. So then that way, you know what I mean. You'll at least know that that's how we slant. Because everybody got a little bias. So I don't sit around and lie. I ain't CNN. I ain't gonna tell you everything is shooting straight down the middle. It's gonna shoot straight from my middle. You know what I mean. But with that being said, though, do check it out and you see the name right there, Born FOG. That's another page too on YouTube somewhere. Y'all might can check that out. I got all different type of stuff, man. We work with the kids and do all type of crazy stuff, man. Maybe you get some inspiration, man, and do
Nah,
something.
word up. I mean, and I want to touch on that stuff too. I mean, like because you should be heralded far more, um, as far as like what you do on a day to day and in the community and whatnot. I mean, like big ups to like everything you do, like on a personal level, and you definitely don't toot your own horn, um, in that effect either. But
Nah, we just
much
doing
love
it.
to you though, and thanks for blessing me, coming through, man. Like let's keep doing this.
Nah, no doubt, Joe. I'll definitely be back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back, man.
Word up. All right, with that, thanks for stepping into the Foul Playland, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace.